All right, welcome everyone. And in this video, we are going to talk about layout in design. And we are going to design a little bit of some things like maybe buttons, a little bit of maybe a card. So I can show you that we have two types of layouts in Figma. Okay. So if you want to create a button in Figma, you can do it. You can design it in many ways. You don't have to follow a particular way. All right. This is button, by the way. This is a button. What you can click is what we call a button. All right. All of these are text button. This one is a button. This one too is a button. This one too is a button. So let's suppose that we want to design a button. This is going to be our assignment. Okay. So let's say I want to design this button. How can I design that? First of all, I can design it in just by typing. So let me just click on T on my keyboard. The shortcut to text is T. And then click on add your text. Now you know how to use the text tools. So I'm just going to write start listening, just like as I have it in that text, in that button there. So you can see you have this. And I'm going to change the font family to, let's go with Roboto. As I told you, Roboto is common. Okay. So this is Roboto. Let's make it like maybe 26 pixels for now, or 24. Let's even go with 24 because you're going to be working with 4 pixel size. You're coming to that. So this is rectangle, and I'm going to drag rectangle like this. See the way I drag the rectangle. Now, all what we talk about so far now, they are going to be now coming handy. So you can see this rectangle now is on top of this text, but we don't want it that way. We want the text to be shown, right? First of all, I'm going to change the rectangle. Let me change the text color to something like black. Okay, like this. Still, we can't see it, and that is because of this text is under the rectangle. So I'm going to shift it up a little bit like this. So you can see now that this text is on top of this rectangle, and then we can see the rectangle. Let's call this rectangle background. Let's just call it button background. All right. Okay. So the next thing is, now we can do is, you can see, let's just try to mimic this button. This particular button has some border radius, some corner radius, as it is called in Figma. In some other place, they will call it border radius, but in Figma, it is called corner radius. So I think this is supposed to be maybe around 4 or 8. So let's change it. If you go to appearance, click on the bottom background rectangle, go to the background, and then let's change it to 4. That's too small. Let's change it to something like 16 now. Good. You can see now we have the button. And we can now group both of them together. Let's just click on Ctrl, Alt, and G to frame them together. And we can call it button. That's the button that you design right there. But this is the worst way of creating a button in Figma. In fact, I don't recommend this as a professional. But I'm just teaching you as a beginner. Okay? Because number one is this button is not center, right? It's not center. You can see if you click on Alt and then you over towards the edge of the inner element, you can see the spacing that is around them. The spacing here is 16 pixels to the left, 22 to the top, 24 to the right, and then 22 to the bottom. Of course, you can center it by just clicking on this center. If you click on this text and you click on alignment, that's center horizontally, it will be centered to a good extent. But still, this is not the best way to create a button in Figma. The better way will not be to do what? It will not be to just type the text again. Let's just say start listing again, like this. All right. And then we can just click on frame, go to region tools, click on frame like this, and then you draw like this. Okay. So this is more preferable. Okay. Now what we have here is what? We have the text inside of this element instead of having another shape. Okay. So now we can just give this one the text to can give it black color like this. And then we can just center it. To center the text inside of this particular thing, inside of this particular shape or frame, we can just click on center horizontally and center vertically. You can see it's now centered, okay? And this is more preferable than using this way. So now we can just rename it to button like this. Let me start out with capital letter. All right. And we can just click on this inner element, the text element, and click and hold Alt, and then hover around. So when you hover around, you can see the space that we have here is 14, and the one that we have here is 26. The one we have here is 14, and we have 27, okay? If you want to make it 26 by 26, we can actually change it here. Let's see the space that we have here. What we have here is 15 by 15 and 30 by 30. So how can we do that? Let's see, let's do some calculation. We have 15 by 15, right? That's horizontal vertically. I mean, that's left and right. 14 by 14. If you want to make it 15 by 15, we can just go to the size and add 2. That's 177 plus 2. You can also do addition here, of course. You can do addition here. So plus 2. Now, let's see what we have here now. You can see we have 15 by 15. Okay? And we have 30 here. We have 30 here too. That's top and bottom 30 padding. So I want to make it to be 30 now. That's 30 here. Okay? So we have 23 here. So we want to make it 30. What do we have to do now? We have to just add 7 to this height. You can see the way we are doing it manually. Right? So now it's going to be 30 by 30. And it's not 30 by 30 because we have no center it. So I'm going to center it now. So center vertically, center horizontally, and vertically. In fact, what we have interesting is vertically now. So you can see now we have 30 by 30 and 15 by 15. The next thing we can do here is we can just see the corner radius that we have here. Because border radius that we have here is 9. Okay? And then this test is, I want to see that we have 18. Okay, let me just set this one to 18. Let me make it very well, 18. And then let me center it once again. Horizontally like this and vertically like this. See what we have now. Okay, that means we have to do some addition. We have to do some calculation. As you can see, we are going back and forth now. But don't worry, the solution to that in Figma with auto layout. I want to make sure that this one is 15. I am pressing Alt and I'm pressing the left arrow just to make it to be 15 because that way it will be easier for us to calculate. Okay. Now 31. So now we have to do what? We have to do subtraction. So we have 37. That's minus 7. Okay. And then don't let me use shortcut. So align like this. Now we have 30 by 30. And we have 52. So 15 minus 52, what would that give us? 15 minus 52. 52 minus 15. That's 37, right? So click on here. And then remember, that's width, not height again. What is that? 37, I think. Like this, okay? So let's go ahead and center it horizontally now. Let's see what we have. We have 15 by 15. Okay, so let's set this corner radius to 9 now. Okay? But somehow it still not look like what we have here. And that is because we are not using the same fonts, I think. Yeah. So let's change it to the same font and see what it's going to look like. So this is plus Jakarta Sans. That's the name of the font. So this one is Roboto. Don't forget that. So let's change it to plus Jakarta Sans like this. Okay. This is 18. 18 medium. So what is going on here? Supposed to be looking. Oh, sorry. This is what we have here. I'm doing it opposite side. So don't worry now. So let me just click on. I don't want to. Let me just click on. Press Shift and click on arrow button like this. Okay, like this. So that it can jump. Instead of 1, it will now jump 10. That's what we call nudge amount. If you don't hold Shift and you are pressing down, it will be moving by 1. You can see now the way it's moving by 1. But if you press Shift, it will move by 10. Okay, and you can set that. If you go to settings, go to this Figma main menu, Figma icon, and go to preference. Under preference, just go to notch amount. The last one there, notch amount. You can see small notch 1 and big notch 10. All right. So I'm going to remove this, and I want to make sure that this one is set to 15. Okay, and this one is set to 30. Okay, good. So what we do have here, we have 5 here. I'm just going to remove this. I'm clicking on control and I'm enlarging it like this. And this one too like this. Okay, so let's see what we have here now. 15, 15. So here -9, this one -2. Okay. So click on the frame. I am showing you this so you can see, so you'll be able to appreciate auto layout. Okay. So this one is the height is -2 on your keyboard. -2 is, some of you don't know where minus is. It's over the P. Okay. So -2. And then we have -9 here. Okay. So we have it correctly now. Sorry, that's a big thunder out there. So what do you have here now? We are going to center it. Center. All right, so now it's looking like this button that we have here. Okay, and this is better than this former one, of course. You can see this one, we have little bit of legs element. Just like, not like here that we have the text, we have, and what's it called? This shape, this rectangle, all of them. Now we have it simpler. But we can have it more simpler by doing this. Now, what I want to do now is I'm just going to write start listening. Okay, start listening. So start listening. All right. So now I'm going to change this font to plus Jakarta Sans. Like that font. I've used that font on my multiple projects. And I'm going to set it to 18. Don't forget 18. And of course, it's regular. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to auto layout. Okay. So how to add auto layout? Just right click on your keyboard and go to add auto layout. Just click on add auto layout. So we have added auto layout now. So this layout now, instead of manually like this one and this one, it is now set automatically. That means you can control the space around this particular element automatically. Okay. And here we have it. We have padding left and right, and we have padding top and bottom. That's vertical padding, and we have horizontal padding. And you can see we have 10, 10 here. And we also have this gap, but don't worry, we are coming to this gap. And you can see we have all this advanced sizing here. And if you go to this particular tab, we have auto layout, we have flows, we have regular flows or freeform, we have vertical, we have horizontal, and we have grid. It doesn't matter the one that you want to set to now. Don't worry, we are going to talk about all this one in an upcoming lecture, but just set it to vertical now. And what we have interesting, we want to set this particular vertical to what? This one to 30 AB. That's the horizontal to 30. And then this vertical to what? To 15. All right. And then what do you want to do? We want to give it color like this white. And click on this text inside. If you want to click on the one that is inside, you can click hold control and click on it like this. Selected. And you can just make this one to be 0000. That's black. All right. And if you can see it's not shown because of the opacity, just click on here and write 100% like this. Now we can see it. So we can click on the frame outside and set the corner radius to be what? To be 9, like this. So you can see how smooth that is. If you want to change the padding now, you can just go here and set it automatically. Let's call this one auto layout button, just because we created this one with auto layout. So that's like intro to auto layout. We are still going to be talking about auto layout in detail, and we are still going to be doing better intro to it. But now you can appreciate that auto layout is good, and we can use it to organize our design. You can see everything here is in auto layout. That's how you can see it this way. Okay, so we are going to be talking about it in more detail. So up next, you are going to be designing this thing together, right? And I'm going to be showing you more about auto layout, and that's going to be your first design assignment. Okay, so I will see you there.